So good morning students. Today we will study about the alloys. Right. In your chapters metals and non-metals, metallurgy has been deleted and rest we have covered already. So only this topic alloys is left that I am covering here. So what is alloy? See, before we know that what is alloy, we will know that why we make alloy. You know that various property of metal like malleability, ductility, strength, hardness, corrosion, then appearance, they can be improved by mixing with some other metal. Got it? What happened? That metals are having the properties which may be not so good, such as aluminium metal. It is very light metal, but it is not strong. So if we mix aluminium metal with some other metals such as copper, magnesium and manganese, we make a alloy that is known as duralumin. Okay, duralumin is light as well as strong. Alloy of aluminium with copper, magnesium and manganese give duralumin. Duralumin is light as well as strong, and since it is light as well as strong, the aircraft bodies and parts are made up of duralumin. Even space satellites, even kitchenware such as pressure cooker and frying pans are made up of duralumin. Similarly, if aluminium metal, it is mixed with magnesium, we get magnesium, which is light as well as hard, and magnesium is used to make the beam balance and light instruments. Similarly, iron, it is a soft metal. Iron as a pure metal we cannot use it, but if we mix it with little amount of carbon, say 0.5 to 1.5% carbon, it become hard and we can use it very easily. So in order to improve the properties of metal, we mix with some other metal or non-metal, and it is known as alloy. So alloy is made in order to improve the properties of metal. Understood? When iron metal, it is mixed with chromium and nickel, we get stainless steel. You know that stainless steel is strong, tough, and it does not rust at all. Understood? So what is an alloy? Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or metal and non-metal. Right, here one of the ingredient, you can say that one of the substance should be metal, the other may be metal or non-metal. Okay, so that is known as alloy. Now we will study some properties of alloys. So what are the properties of alloys? So the first property of alloy is that it is stronger than the metal from which it is made. Okay, stronger than the metal from which it is made. The second property is it is harder than the constituent metal. It is harder than the constituent metal. Then it is more resistant to corrosion. More resistant to corrosion. Then it has lower melting point. Lower melting point than the constituent metals, and it has lower electrical conductivity. Than the constituent metal, such as copper has more conductivity, whereas brass and bronze conductivity is lower. Okay, so these are the properties of alloys. Understood? Now we have some examples of alloys. So The first example of alloy is stainless steel. In stainless steel, the ingredients are, or the constituent metals are, iron, nickel and chromium. Iron, nickel and chromium. These are the metals which are present in stainless steel, right? And no need to learn the percentage, just only you remember the constituent metals. Okay, so chromium, nickel and iron makes the stainless steel. Stainless steel is strong, tough, does not rust at all. And what are its uses? It is used, in order to make the utensils, in order to make the surgical instruments. Okay, in order to make knives, in order to make scissors, tools, etc. So many uses are there. Ornamental pieces, so many uses are there. Then we will study the second one, which is brass. Now what is brass? Brass, it is an alloy which is made up of copper and zinc. Okay, and we know that this metal, it is also used to make the utensils, whereas it's also used to make statues, etc. Okay, then similarly, if we see bronze, bronze is an alloy which is made up of copper and tin, and 90% is copper here and there is 10% is tin. It is very tough and it is highly resistant to corrosion, making statues, coins, medals, cooking utensils, ship propellers. That are the uses of bronze. Okay, for brass also we make utensils, screw, nuts, bolts, scientific instruments like microscope, ornaments, flower vases, fancy lamps. All these are the uses, means decorative pieces as well as utensils are made up of that. Then the fourth one is solder. Solder, it is an alloy which is made up of lead and tin. Lead and tin, right? It contains 50% lead and 50% tin, and the melting point of this alloy is less than the lead or tin, and therefore it is due to the low melting point, it is used for welding purpose, right? So because it will melt very fast, the metal can be poured wherever it is broken. So solder, it is alloy of lead and tin. Then very important one, that is amalgam. Now amalgam, it is alloy of mercury with any other metal. All are known as alloys. Any other metal. It may be silver amalgam, it may be any type of sodium amalgam, it may be you can say potassium amalgam. So sodium amalgam means sodium plus mercury, silver amalgam means silver plus mercury, right? The dentist, they use for filling, that is also amalgam, and that amalgam, it is mixed made up of mercury, silver, tin and zinc. Okay, the amalgam which is used by dentist, it is made up of mercury, silver, tin and zinc. Got it? Now gold, you have heard that 24 karat gold or 22 karat gold, these words are used when we go for the purchasing of gold. So what do you mean by 22% gold or 24% gold? 24 or 24 karat gold. 24 karat gold, it is pure gold, it is 100% pure. But 24 karat gold, it is very soft, we cannot make ornaments out of it, because if we will make the ornaments of the pure gold, then what will happen, they will be very soft and their shape will change. So in order to make it little hard, we mix with silver or copper, and there the carat will reduce. Such as 22 karat gold, it contains 22% of gold, that 22 parts of gold and 2 parts of silver or copper. Similarly, 20 carat gold will contain 20 parts of gold and 4 parts of silver or copper. 18 carat gold will contain 18 parts of gold and 6 part of copper and silver. Means you have to subtract from 24. The remaining part will be copper and silver. And how much carat it is, that is part of the gold. Okay, so in order to make this harder gold ornament, so that they can retain their shape, it is made up of it is made to reduce the carat of the gold. And you must have seen the iron pillar in Delhi. In iron pillar, you have gone to Delhi to visit. There you have seen iron pillar. That iron pillar, it has been made near the Qutub Minar, and it was made 400 BC. Okay, around 400 BC. So many years has been passed, but still it has been not rusted. Okay, so how it is prevented from the rusting? So what happened here, the iron pillar, it is coated with a thin film of magnetic oxide, that is Fe3O4, right? So when it is coated with the magnetic oxide, that is Fe3O4, and on the surface, as a result of finishing treatment given to the pillar, right, with the different salts, heating and quenching, then we get the pillar which is not getting rusted. Okay, then how these alloys are made? So these alloys are made by first cooling down the metal, first heating the metal. When we will heat the metal, then what will happen, those metals will melt, they will come in the liquid state, then they are mixed, and after making a homogeneous solution of the metals which are mixed, we cool them down. Okay, so that is how we make alloys. First heating the metals, making them in the molten state, then mixing, having the homogeneous mixture, and then cooling. That is how we make alloys. Understood? So this is all about alloy. Next we will continue with the carbon ends compound in the next class. Till then, goodbye.